Welcome to Magic Hour. I've been wanting to start a Magic style channel for a long time, and I've been a big advocate for bringing more Magic the Gathering out into the world. So I just wanted to bring that to you guys, the peoples of the internet. So I'm going to start that off with a deck that I have made recently, strictly Commander player at the moment. I'm interested in Standard and Modern, but it's just going to be Commander for the time being due to just player base at my local game store. So we're going to start off with Bruce Banner. It is a blue, paying a blue for a 1-1, so it's an alright cost. Start out with, you can pay 2x, tap him to draw X cards. So you draw half the value of what you put into it, activate only as a sorcery. Then you can later on, any point, pay 2 red, pay 2 green as well, altogether for 6 to transform Bruce Banner. I wonder what he's going to turn into, and you can only activate this as a sorcery. Once you transform him, he will become the Incredible Hulk. So he's going to be an 8/8 for 6, so not a bad trade-off. Reach, trample. He has Enrage. So whenever the Incredible Hulk is dealt damage, put a +1/+1 counter on him. If he's attacking, untap him, and there's an additional combat phase after this phase. So you're going to want to focus in on combat phases, damage, +1/+1 counters, etc., etc. And also a little gimmick that I'll introduce to you guys later. Now, fair warning, this is a bracket 4 deck, so it's just over $1,000, mainly just because of the game changers. You're going to have Force of Will, Worldly Tutor, Fierce Guardianship, Seedborn Muse, Psych Rift, some Mass Land Denial, extra turn spells, or extra turn cards. I would say that's more so with just the extra combat steps, and then you're also going to have some accidental 2-card combos. Speaking of which, Anzrag the Quake Mole is a 8/4 for 4, so 2, a red, and a green. Some Gruul, not too bad at all. Whenever Anzrag the Quake Mole becomes blocked, untap each creature you control. Out of this combat phase, there's another one. So that's insane. And you can also pay 3, 2 red, and 2 green, and he must be blocked each combat this turn if able. So if you end up in an infinite combat phase loop, then your opponents have to keep blocking, and the combats are just going to keep happening until just about everybody's dead. So if you want to lose all your friends, then this is the deck for you. You got a lot of flavor with the Hulks. You got Hulk Strongest There Is, Hulk Brutal Brawler, Hulk Gamma Goliath. You got a couple of She-Hulks. I know She-Hulk in actual, like out there in the media and stuff, show was that kind of thing. So some people don't like it, but the cards aren't too bad. It's got some power-up abilities. It's got some hero focus, so I might end up dropping those. There's also Wolverine, Fierce Fighter. You got to have Wolvie with your Gruul Feelings and Xanagas, God of Revels. Hexing Squilcher. Spells you control can't be countered. All your creatures have Ward. You have Inara, Wolvid Familiar. It's a 4/4 for 4. As long as it's your turn, commanders you control have indestructible. I mean, it's a lot of just bam, bam, bam. And there's a lot of other stuff, and I'll leave the link in the description so that anybody can go check it out in detail. There's not a lot of sorceries. There's one board wipe, some fights, some ramp, some additional... Well, not in the sorceries, but I've also put a focus in on the +1/+1 counter abilities. So you also... In the instance, you got a lot more of the blue support. You're going to see a lot more of where the blue's going to line up. I built the deck around one of my favorite color combos being Gruul, but with blue support. So Teamer's not a bad combo at all. Like color combination, the tribe is just not, it's not bad at all. But I'm just more of a Gruul player, so I put more of the focus in on the red-green interaction stuff. You got a lot of counter spells with an offer you can't refuse, Arcane Denial, Beast Within, Chaos Warp, counter spell, Deflecting Swat. Don't know why that's not labeled as a game changer. Very weird. Fierce Guardianship, Force Negation, Force of Will, a lot of your forces. Gut Shot is going to play into one of the sub-themes of dealing 1 damage to target creature or player. That's not necessarily going to be like pinging players. That's mainly to focus in on the Hulk and getting another +1/+1 counter on him. to just keep revving them up. Heroic Intervention, it's a killer card. I have it in my wife's Ren Siri deck that I built for her. Psych Rift, Hulk Smash, Negate Moon Mist. It's not looked upon very much in my opinion with these cards that need to be transformed, but it says transform all humans. Bruce Banner is a human, so you can flip Hulk for 1 and a green. So that's pretty good. And it's also a fog effect, prevent all combat damage that would be dealt this turn by creatures other than werewolves and wolves, and you're not really going to see those a lot. You got Negate, Pact of Negation, Prize Fight, that's a lot of fighting, the Strength of Will, Worldly Tutor, you want to go get one of your big smashing, Hulk Smash cards. So you got a lot of those. Oh, Hulk Smash, you can't go without Hulk Smash. I don't know if I mentioned that before. Temur, Battle Rage, just a lot of that kind of stuff. Artifacts, this is kind of where I started lacking, was the artifacts in the lands. You got your artifacts with whenever a creature attacks, Caltrops deals 1 damage to it. It's to kind of help ping off your 1/1, 2/2 token creatures from your opponents, but also to ping into, like I said, the Hulk ability. Some of the Hulk-ish abilities. I think Red Hulk also does that as well. Mjolnir, it's big in the meta right now. I know that. It's huge. Swiftfoot Boots, always good. The Great Henge, the Ozolith with a +1/+1 counter deck. You can't go without it, really. It's a huge benefit. Then you also have Garruk's Uprising. Creature you control enters... a creature you control that's power 4 or greater, you draw a card. They have Trample. Every time that enters, you draw another card. Powerhemia. It's dealing that 1 damage to each creature and each player. It's to kind of help board wipe. Hey, if there's no creatures, it will sacrifice itself. You'll have to end up sacrificing it, but it also pings into Hulk's ability, as well as being a potential just board wipe. If you got all that red mana, just slam it down and wipe the board of all the creatures. Creatures you control have haste. That's going to add with Anger. And Garruk's Uprising having the Trample. It's a lot of just smash, run and go kind of stuff. World War Hulk is also pretty good. It's like, I think it's more of just like the name, like part of the lore, the comics and stuff. Whereas, I mean, for a saga, the first chapter, the next red or green spell you cast this turn can be cast without paying its mana cost. That's pretty good. Whereas the Hulk ability would be more of a mana ability on the card, like it's a creature ability, but I don't know. And then second chapter would be put 3+1/+1 counters on target creature you control. That's good. That plays right into the theme. And then choose target creature you control until end of turn, double its power and toughness and it gains trample. So a lot of good stuff there. Now, the only place I feel like I've really lacked, the only place that I feel like I've really lacked is the lands. Is 32 for some people. I know that's like right on the money. For other people, it's actually a little bit much. For me, I'm more of a 35 to 38 lands kind of guy. So there's some power-up abilities that I'm thinking about taking out to help kind of focus it up. Maybe get some more mana rocks and then get a couple more lands. That way I'm able to kind of cast my stuff. And now, for some people, they're like, what? But every single time that I've goldfished this deck, I get the good cards in my hand, but I have no mana to cast it. Like, the last goldfish I did, the Incredible Hulk didn't flip until, like, turn 10. And it's just because I didn't have the mana for it. I had 4 or 5 mana a good bit of the time, but I didn't get that next land until turn 10. So, that's something I want to focus in on while I kind of revise everything. The mana curve's pretty good. The only issue it visibly appears as is this last act, which is going to be way cheaper because of all the creatures on the field. But also, the Great Henge. I mean, how can you not have the Great Henge? It's 9 cost, so yeah, pretty big. But the spell costs X less to cast, where X is the greatest power among creatures you control. So it could be just a 2 green spell, which any decks that I've seen people play the Great Henge, it's always just the 2 green. You could tap it for 2 green. To add 2 green, you gain 2 life as well. Whenever a non-token creature enters the battlefield under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on it and draw a card. Like, that's just incredibly beneficial. Fits right into the theme. So mainly just want to focus, I guess, on the mana production. Now, I mean, all the Moxfield numbers are showing, like, all right, 19%, that's how much you're going to need, but you're producing 50%. for red, you're producing 69% versus 34, 66 versus 53, and it's like, well, how am I not casting my stuff then? So something's up with that. So I want to focus in on that. That's just sample hand, but that would be just a couple of the issues, as well as the price tag on it is going to be $1,164.64. It actually went down. Sorry, I was confused about something for a second, but it went down within the $100 range, so not very much considering the still hefty price of the deck. So I would say, honestly, maybe proxy some of the heavy hitters, or take out all your game changers and you still got a big smash, Hulk smash worthy deck. That's just my personal opinion on those things, honestly. And if you want to check out any more stuff, I am going to be trying to post at least a video a week going over in depth all my deck tech stuff. So again, check out the description. I'm going to be posting the link to the deck so that you guys can kind of just run through it card by card and actually look at everything and then see my updates. And I have 55 other decks on Moxfield. Bear with me. Under half of them I do own in paper, so just take that in mind. Like I got a couple of Spider-Man decks and whatnot, and that I've just changed all the arts for and said, I'll probably just end up proxying these. I don't know. But anyways, it's a lot of fun building decks, and I'm happy to share them with you guys. Again, this is Magic Hour. Welcome to the show.